when you have the people and you have the facility for them to do their job, okay and okay. But what is important?
The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. With 1 month left in office, the Duterte administration has begun summarizing its achievements for the last 6 years. That is through its so-called Duterte Legacy Summit. Let's get the latest from Maricel Halili, who joins us live from the PICC in Pasay. Hi, Maricel, what's going on there so far?
It's all about making the Filipino life.
Hi, Sean. Actually, Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade just finished his presentation. We can feel that he is really enthusiastic with his presentation, considering that each cabinet secretary is only allotted, about 10 minutes to give the outline of their accomplishments. But Secretary Tugade presented all his programs more than 10 minutes. He actually said that we should not believe the article saying that NAIA is one of the worst airports in the whole world, because in the first place, before the Duterte administration, the on-time flight, the rate of the on-time flight in NAIA is barely 40%. Now it has already improved to 82%. He also reiterated the accomplishments when it comes to the railways, which includes, of course, the MRT-3. He said that before, MRT-3 is called MRT Tirik because of the failure for the failure of its operation, but it has already improved now. And aside from the fact that they are still offering free rides to ordinary passengers as a help because of the effect of the pandemic.
All right, what about Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea? According to him, what were the achievements of the Duterte administration?
Inaayos natin yung connectivity by maritime.
He gave the opening statement earlier, Sean. Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea said that this is a bittersweet event, considering that we can now feel that we're nearing the end of the term of the Duterte administration. But it is still sweet because he feels that the Duterte administration has accomplished a lot of programs, which includes the improvement when it comes to the cases of illegal drugs in the country. Of course, he mentioned that some of the most important accomplishment of the Duterte administration is the Bangsamoro Transition Authority and the anti-illegal drugs campaign. And of course, it is also important, Secretary Medea Aldea said, to mention that the President has pushed through with the universal health care and free education for tertiary levels.
All right, and what about in, the sector of defense or national defense? What did DND Secretary Lorenzana have to say for his department?
Well, Secretary Lorenzana is not present in the event today, but he gave a video message about the accomplishment of the Department of National Defense. He said that some of the important accomplishments of his department is the legalization, or rather the passing of the Anti-Terrorist Act, which is very important because for him, we're nearing the end of insurgency in the country. And he also mentioned the significance of the executive order issued by Malacanang that actually composed the anti-FLCAC. He said that this is a great help for those barangays that already suffered because of insurgency and terrorism. They said that thousands of barangay have already experienced improvement when it comes to livelihood.
And what is the agenda for the rest of the day as well as tomorrow, day 2 of the Duterte Legacy Summit?
Sean, for today, aside from the Department of National Defense, the Department of Tourism, or rather the Department of Transportation and the Department of Public Works and Highways, we're actually waiting for the presentation of the Interior Department and the DNR, and of course the National Task Force for COVID-19 response. Tomorrow, we're expecting presentation from the Department of Education, from the Health Department, and from the Labor Department, where we're expecting that they will also give the achievements of each department. Sean.
All right, thank you so much for giving us that update. Maricel Halili reporting to us live from the PICC tent in Pasay. Thank you, Mase. And the Subic-Clark-Tarlac Expressway, or SCTEX, will be implementing a rate hike starting June 1. Class 1 vehicles traveling between Mabalacat City and Tarlac will be charged an additional 31 pesos. Class 2 vehicles traveling on that same route will be paying an additional 61 pesos. Meanwhile, Class 3 vehicles will have to fork over an additional 92 pesos. And an additional 49 pesos, 98 pesos, and 147 pesos will be charged to motorists using classes 1, 2, and 3 vehicles respectively if they will travel from Mabalacat to Tipo, Hermosa, Bataan. In other news, the Octa Research Group sees new COVID-19 cases hitting around 210 today. The Health Department logged 200 new cases on Sunday, bringing the number of active cases in the country to over 2,400. 82 of these cases were detected in Metro Manila. The country's positivity rate now stands at 1.2%. One News Now will be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Team Manila Chooks and Team Cebu Chooks got to the quarterfinals of the FIBA 3x3 World Tour to the delight of fans and even some of their rival teams. Marty Bautista with the story.
The top 3x3 basketball teams in the world made their way into the country for the FIBA 3x3 World Tour held at Ayala Malls, Manila Bay on Sunday. Considered as one of the most prestigious FIBA-endorsed events, 12 teams brought their A-game on the hard court for the Manila Masters. The 3x3 World Tour first opened in Utsunomiya, Japan, where the world number 1 3x3 team, UB of Serbia, came out as victors. Now the representatives of Team Philippines had the chance to go against the world number 2, Antwerp of Belgium, and the world number 3, Le Mans of Serbia. Behind the 12 teams that battled it out, Team Manila Chooks and Team Cebu Chooks managed to reach the quarterfinals against all challenges and odds.
No, actually, we did not expect na we can pass by the elimination round. Kaya itong Manila Chooks and Cebu na pumasok sa quarterfinals is really a bonus for us. Now, we were hosting this tournament to give exposure to our players.
The Cebu Chooks was bannered by the homegrown Mac Talio, who explained the intensity surrounding 3x3 basketball.
Well, yung sa physical aspect, kasi kahit magkaibigan kayo sa labas, sa loob parang duguan talaga, parang gera talaga yung nangyayari. So parang ano din siya, parang marathon. If 5-on-5 is a marathon, parang yung 3x3 sa 100-meter dash.
Head coach Alden Ayo also added that the teams focus on conditioning to be able to adjust to the 3x3 environment.
We really gave emphasis on the endurance because it's a 10-minute sprint, so we really have to be ready for that. And of course, the physicality, so yung katawan dapat malakas, and more than everything, the mental aspect, of course.
Despite failing to reach the semifinals, Manila Chooks veteran frontman says they're not stopping here.
Sabi nga ni coach sa amin kanina, hindi kami hinto, continuous pa rin yung practices namin. Siguro ilang days lang yung pahinga, then resume kami sa practice. So para learn to experience na nangyari sa amin dito ngayon sa campaign.
Pinoy basketball fans also made time to support the teams and get a glimpse of the 3x3 action. A few of the foreign players commended the Filipino team's fighting spirit and fan base.
You guys are good. I think they were, well, I guess looking at the team that we were going to be put in, I think the team from Philippines, like, they took it out and they were supposed to be the underdogs in that pool play. So yeah, I mean, they always hold their own for sure. Big basketball country.
It's back to the drawing board again for Team Philippines because they'll be preparing to protect their home turf this time in Cebu for the next FIBA 3x3 World Tour. But for now, the team believes reaching the quarterfinals was a major achievement, paired with a learning experience for our Filipino ballers in their campaign at the Manila Masters.
It augurs well for us, for Philippine basketball. Kaya even if at the start of the tournament we're number 27 in the world, tingin ko with two teams na nakapasok sa quarterfinal, baka ang ranking natin will go up to number 25 or number 24.
For News 5, Marty Bautista, we are One News.
And it's still anyone's ball game at the fourth quarter of Game 7 of the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. The Miami Heat has managed to trim Boston's lead to a single digit after being down as much as 17 points early in the game. With less than a minute of game time, the Celtics lead by 3, 99-96. A few minutes before we find out who takes the Eastern Conference title to take on the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. And it's going to be the Celtics versus the Warriors in the NBA Finals. The Boston Celtics is your Eastern Conference winners. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us again later at 2 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.